Hey, you are just in time to see if I can break this very important piece of glass here. Actually, that's not the goal. We want to find out. We're working on the Great Pumpkin, the project here of trying to get the best possible or highest quality paint job here in a two-car garage. So the details are everything. You get as much as you can, right? So if you do get something wrong, it doesn't stand out. It's kind of how I like to do this. So what we're looking at, though, we've got the door hung back on the car. It's an empty shell. Well, this piece of glass, and you see all the regulator parts here on the floor, do have some weight to it. Does it affect the door alignment? All that additional weight on the door, does it cause it to drift? Actually, I don't have the idea, so we're gonna figure that out today ourselves. Normally, I go ahead and dress the whole door minus the door panel, and then I adjust the gap. So I never really proved it, but in my head, in theory, I think that it might, because if you just push on the door now with your hand, it does flex a little bit. How much might be the question. So that's what we're gonna get into here today, and that's what I'm gonna show you to prove, does it really matter? All right, what we have laid out, of course, is the passenger side glass, regulator assembly. We've got the door latch, door handle, window crank. The only thing we're not gonna put on is the door panel. I think this should get us close enough. The door is bolted on and in place, and I've got it adjusted just a little bit high. I'll see if I can't get the show up here on the camera, but if you look at the door body line versus the quarter panel, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or maybe a little over a 1/16 of an inch. Not much. So I'm hoping by the time we get all this stuff installed, that will level off, and that's what we're going to find out. So I'm thinking the easiest way to visualize all this here at home, and for me just the same, is go ahead and put a piece of tape on the body line to highlight it so I can really see if it's making a difference as I install each part. Does it really matter? Or just throw it all in to see how it goes. But I figure we'll go ahead and put some tape on that body line to highlight it. Bam, here's what I've done. Check this out right here. Put a piece of tape. This is straight from this line onto the quarter panel. Now I highlighted then after that the body lines on each of the two panels. It's kind of hard to tell when I had just the tape on the door. So I did this to really point it out, but this is how much taller the door is. So hopefully by the time I put all the weight in this door, it comes down, and I'll do the tape again and see if it lines up. If not, I'm gonna learn and find out, does it really matter if we put this crap in there or not before we adjust the door? So next thing we're gonna do, put all that stuff in. So far, the only thing I've got installed is the inner door handle. So simple as this. Bam. We now have a glass installed, glass guides, tracks. I threw a door handle and door latch in the door to simulate the weight. So the only thing we're really technically missing is the door card, door panel, whatever you want to call it, armrest, and pull handle, which that'll amount for a couple of pounds, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to really affect the outcome. So let's find out, moment of truth. Does it really affect the height of the door? Well, let's just have a see-looky-loo. Oh, wow. I think it actually did. I think it brought it down. Let me run the piece of tape from here straight across to here. Follow this line with the tape, and we'll see what we come up with. All right, moment of truth. Let's get a piece of tape here. I'll use my favorite tape measure in the whole wide world, masking tape. It helps visualize things here. We'll go ahead and line this up with the door. That's right on the money. We are, my goodness, 2 sheets of paper off, but you can tell I still have some of the primer you can see poking through. So we have just a little bit of a change still. It's just, barely higher than. So by the time I put the door card on there and the inside door handle, it may hit a home run. Let me get you up really close here. You can see what I'm talking about. If I pull this tape back off, you will see it right here in particular. It's just, you can, that's so hard to get on camera. Just so very slightly overlines that line. But I'm gonna tell you what, by the time we put the rest of that door together, that should hit 100% and line up fantastic. There you go, proof positive. The glass and mechanism to operate the glass, regulator, handles, all that stuff, affects the height of the door. I never proved it, just kind of theorized it. It makes sense, but now you can see if you set all your body gaps with an empty door shell, and by the time you assemble that door, you may have a door out of alignment. And everybody knows you cannot really get to those adjustments once the car is assembled. So call me crazy, call me what you will. These little details that I like to do to make sure the car is looking top notch, the best that I can possibly do in my garage with what I have to work with. And you can see it makes a difference. So I've now proven that. I'm gonna continue this technique. Like I said, I normally put the glass regulator door on, and then I adjust it up. But this one I kind of guessed. I fudged the height of the door, left it slightly high, and it actually kind of fell into place. So that kind of worked too. I'll try to see if I can get a very accurate measurement what that is. So you know how high to set your door, so you know it should fall about that far. Well, that might be too crazy. I think the best thing to do is just assemble a door, knowing you need to put the weight in it to simulate the weight, however you want to do it. I figured I have the glass and regulator. It's a 10-minute job to throw that thing in there, so it wasn't too bad off. And now I've proven it's worth the time to set that gap with the weight in the door. So I hope you found this tip helpful and useful in restoring your car at home. You can do these things for free, obviously, and brings your car to the next level that just gets the body panels and gaps dialed in as best as you possibly can. This is one more tool you can put into your belt. So nonetheless, plenty more yet to do on the Great Pumpkin. That was one of the things here. Now I'll get the fenders hung back on it. Now that I've got the doors dialed in 100%, I will never need to get access to those bolts again, ever, I hope. And we're going to keep working on getting this thing painted here in the two-car garage. And I hope to see you guys then.